Hi, and welcome to MTG. My name is Ken, and today we're back with some more Thunder Junction commanders. They just keep coming. There are so many of them, which is good. I'm not complaining. I promise I'm not complaining. Today we are with Roxanne Starfall Savant. So this is a cruel artifact, Bernie, mana accelerating deck. I tried to kind of capture some aspects of each ability into this deck, and I hope you enjoy it. Before we get into it though, I do want to ask a quick question as far as the remaining commanders and kind of what's left of the set as we're moving on to Modern Horizons soon. I just kind of want to gauge and see what people want to see. I know we have a few more of the alchemy commanders left over. Like I know Grenzo is quite the buzz right now, though I know a lot of people are kind of sick of seeing those as well. So I just want to know, do you have a preference towards seeing more of the actual Thunder Junction commanders, or do you like to see kind of a mix of those with the alchemy as well? I can't guarantee I will do any specific commander, but I just love the feedback and it always helps me kind of decide what I want to do, because I have a lot of ideas and sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. But without further ado, let's just jump into the gameplay. Okay, we are going up against Ghirred Mirror of the Wilds. I don't think I've seen this deck yet. Ugh, not great. Let's see, give us something nice. This is nice. I will take this. Novice Inspector gives them a blue token. We will go the Forest into Mystic. Xenagos is also very good. Turn 2, we will have possibly 3 mana. Let's see if they hit our elf. Right, no, going for the mana dork. No block. Okay, we will go down. We'll go you and go the Generous Splendor. No attacks, pass turn, so we have 4 mana next turn, so we can go for the Panharmonicon. Okay, take after. Thank you. They get a treasure, we play our land. Ooh, we can go for Xenagos. I think we want to just keep setting up. That way we can stockpile that treasure for next turn. I mean, it'd be nice to swing because they do have 3 artifacts, but I don't want to lose our plunder yet. Yes, now they're making a whole bunch of treasures. Almost like the plunder was a bad idea. Okay, they hit a Titania's Command and a Generous Splendor. What are the odds? That's 6 mana. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. If they play a land, no, well, they have 6 mana. They could go for this. Create some more tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. 5. Definitely need to go for Roxanne. Ooh, suddenly Roxanne is not going to be able to kill anything. Because Ghirred's going to be a 5/5 now. And we do get 2 things, and they each deal 2 damage. That's 4 damage. Okay, our turn. Create a treasure. So if we could go for the Sulfum, but we wouldn't be able to go for Roxanne after. 1, 2, 3. Ironically enough, we could go for Roxanne and the Sulfum, but that doesn't help us. Okay. So, or does it do? No, we can. We have 8 damage on board. So we'll go 1, 2, 4. And then 6, 8. Now they can make treasures, which is fine because we can swing with our plunderer. good. That's good. That's good. We have 4 mana. We will just throw down Sulfum now, I think. And Generous Plunder is going to hit them real hard. How much is that going to be for 10 damage? Ooh, okay. 6 damage. That's still pretty good. I'll take that. Commander's 5, so they can't just get their commander right out. They can also go for the Virtue, which isn't a bad thing, because they want to get their creatures as big as possible, as fast as possible. So we have a couple options. Yeah, probably a good call. Avacyn's Pilgrim, Virtue. Okay. So, what can... Oh. Right, well, I think Parallel Lives and attacking with Roxanne should probably be enough, right? Yes. Alright, well, that was a good one. GG's. Oh, we're in for it now. We have a mirror match. It's Battle of the Roxannes. This is an aggressive keep. We don't really have any mana acceleration, which sucks, but we do have some removal, and we might need that to get ahead quicker. I'm gonna go for the fetch land. Down to 24. They're now an even number of lives, so if we hit them with enough of our meteorites, we'll be able to get them. Okay, passing. Hopefully they cast something small. They don't. Interesting. Okay. In that case, let's Ooh. Holding priority for something. Let's get Clothis down instead. They have Flasher. They have something. Exiling the top 3. What do they hit? Oh, they get a Mind Stone, which we can abrade. Okay. Not mad at having Clothis, especially now that we have something to hit in their graveyard. Aggravated Assault. Interesting. Land, we will hit you, get the mana. Sure, green mana. Okay, do we just go for Roxanne now, or do we maybe wait and do the Panharmonicon? They most certainly have something to deal with it. Yeah, let's get this. I would love to get Roxanne and the Codon. I realize that's a big ask, but going for the Augur. So this is a very different build than us, so that's kind of cool. So far, not really any similar cards. Smack them for 2. Player land. We will go for our Roxanne. So we get lots of triggers. Bolt Roxanne. That's okay. We still get to deal a bunch of damage. 8 damage to be exact, which is kind of crazy. This Panharmonicon is doubling Roxanne's ETB, so essentially giving us 2 rocks. It's also doubling the trigger for each meteorite, so it's
no one said
hitting the Panharmonicon. That's absolutely fine. We'll hit the Augur. Gain 2. That alone is gonna help just keep us afloat. We'll go for Roxanne and hit Vivian with the meteorite.
Every defeat is a new beginning.
So They're going for their Roxanne. All right, it's a battle of the Roxannes officially. Let's admire. A lot of fetch lands. Personally, okay, so my opinion on fetch lands in anything above 3 colors is unless you have landfall synergies, I usually don't bother with more than one. Like in this instance, they're just kind of netting us extra mana. Go for the green. So we can deal with their Roxanne, which I think is what we want to do. Deals 3 damage to target creature. We'll hit you. And we'll swing in with our Roxanne. We're going to hold up Mithril Coat to the last possible moment. Oh my god, I can't click. But I don't know. I have seen far too many times. Well, let's get the land down first. Go for cat. So we're gonna go for druid because that has a weird anti-synergy with Black Market Tycoon, which kind of makes me laugh. This is an instant. This is an instant as well. 4-1. We're just gonna enter. I've seen people play mono black with all the fetches in it, and I personally don't see any benefit to that. You don't have landfall synergies. You don't really. It just seems like I don't know. Not try hardy, but I don't know. Unnecessary, I think. We're gonna throw the Mithril Coat on our Roxanne. Okay. And that's game. All right. We had a really good start there, so I think that was a hard one for them to come back on. But GG's. All right, we are up against a Sauron. Ooh, that's a cool crack the avatar. Is this might be good enough. Let's see. Tap land first. We'll go for our tap land. You can hit a mana rock with pick your poison. Take 3 orcs. Alright, so we're doing the orc thing. Can't be too mad at that. Scoundrel. Create a treasure token. And we want attack. We have 4 mana going into next turn. What do we want to prioritize? The boots, the pick your poison, the fire weaver, the sword. The sword I kind of want to get down and equip in one go. All the ring. All right, well, we can deal with that with the pick your poison, which I believe we will. So let's go Sax Enchantment, play land. We will go boots. No attack. 2, 3, 4. We definitely need to hit our land drop next turn. Nazgul. Gross. Definitely glad we dealt with the Call of the Ring when we did. No block. Okay, we did not hit our land drop, so that is bad. Cabaret Revels. Ugh. Yeah, we'll put this down. And then maybe next turn, we'll hit a land drop. Yeah. Regardless, we get these down. If the Revel stays, which I hope it does, at least we can get some value with these Fireweaver and Steel Seeker. Probably get out some Mana Dorks, I think. Alright, this is a full flavor build, so I can never hate that. Charming Scoundrel. Could be worse things. Still no land. That's very bad for us. Okay, we'll put this down. Revels will trigger. Get us a teething wormlet. And I guess we'll just go for the Steel Seeker as well. Goes for a Ragavan. When it enters the battlefield, the mass works too when you do. Okay. No attacks. So no mana dorks. We hit a Ragavan. I don't know what we need to get out of this. I mean, lands, obviously. We need mana. Hitting the Wormlet, which is interesting. I mean, it does gain its life. Okay, they're amassing orcs. Let's block with you. I don't want to take 3 more damage. Okay, well, hey, we hit a land drop. We made some progress. Guess we'll go for Jolene. Get something. Hey, look at, there's our mana dorks. Put the boots on. I guess we'll put the boots on Jolene. But no attacks. Can go for the sword, but they also have a Death Toucher, so that's just gonna be. They have 2 Death Touchers. Xenagos would be actually quite good though. Another target creature gains haste and extra attacks. Yeah. Okay. Swinging for 8 damage. Blocks. We'll block like this. Unfortunately, nothing we have has trample, so Xenagos isn't. Wait, is good right now. Play with fire. Does that help in any way? Okay, let's think about this. We have 5 mana. We could equip the sword. Equip creature deals combat damage. So Roxanne deals 2. That would be all our mana. I think we just go for Xenagos because at least we have a good blocker. We hit a Sulfum though. That is pretty good. So if they need to exile it, I'm gonna deal with it. What does this say? Whenever you attack with 1 or more creatures with power 4 or greater, create a treasure. I mean, I guess we'll just suit up Jolene. And swing with her. We will lose her. You know. It is what it is. We get treasure at least. Hit them for 1. We'll probably. Block with the Nazgul. This actually will save Jolene because we have Sulfur Mode now. I forgot about that. Okay. So probably should have done that prior. I forgot that we have Sulfum. That's okay. That's cool. See, they just replaced it. So now when this thing hits, it's going to start draining us 3 life, which is not the best. But we do have an indestructible blocker. Discard 2 cards. Possibly 2 one day. 2 indestructibles, I mean. So we lose. How's this worded? Whenever the Ringbearer deals combat damage to a player. I think the Ragavan. I don't see Ragavan getting in anytime soon. Okay. We hit our land. So let's go for Roxanne now. Seek another card. Goblin, a Narcomancer. Okay, so we have some damage triggers. Deals 2 damage to any target, so that's 4 damage. So let's go here. Okay. We make that indestructible. That's fine. We will move the boots onto Roxanne. Another target creature we control. Do we just go Jolene and attack with her again? I mean, they can just block with the... Do we need that extra treasure? I don't think we do right now. I'm trying to think. I mean, River's Rebuke or Cyclonic Rift will end us. They go for Sauron. Okay. So I think we're gonna block with a Narcomancer. Because we don't need that really right now. Okay, a braid. That's pretty good. So we can go for the sword. We can equip the sword. Does protection from instants and sorceries. Okay. Mass Orc, wow. That's okay. Artifact enters, hits. We'll put the sword on. Do you put on Xenagos and swing with Xenagos maybe? Or do we just swing with Roxanne? Get the damage. We'll go with the Xenagos. And we will abrade. So 3 damage to target creature. We will hit this Nazgul. A Mass Orcs 1, which again is fine. Okay. So we're gonna buff up Jolene. So we're gonna swing 1, 2, and 3. So we're gonna lose some things. A bit of a hyper aggressive attack, but we want, yes, we want Xenagos to get through. Perfect. Yes, we'll move that to the command zone. Sorry, my brain is like... Okay. Let's put the boots on the Sulfum. And turn. So they're down to 2. So in theory, we probably should have just hit them directly. Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Semantics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we do have the mana for Roxanne next turn. So we just need to not die, and we'll be fine. Can't guarantee that's gonna happen. The Xenagos is indestructible. Sulfum is hexproof. The Reckless can block. Again, a River's Rebuke. Ooh, Sauron. Okay. Steals the Xenagos, but does not get it because of the... Interesting. Ooh. Tricky. So they're going to double up something. We're still going to have to block with the cell phone. As long as we get... Skirt. As long as we get to cast Roxanne next turn and they don't gain life, I think we're fine. Land. Okay, so just to be safe, we'll throw down the Fire Weaver. Mass or Fun. It's fine. Mana Dork. Xenagos is also alive again. So we play this. They get a counter. We get the... Oh, Torbrand. Hit him for 2. And that's game. All right. That was close. I did not think we had that one, so I'm glad I stuck that one through. GG's. All right. So today we have Roxanne Starfall Savant as our commander. This is one I was excited for when it came out. It's one I might still possibly play around with the paper. I have it in the 99 on my loot deck, and it's just a lot of fun. And it's silly, so I love silly cards. In case you don't know what this does, though, it is a 4/3 cat druid, and it costs 5 mana. Whenever Roxanne Starfall Savant enters the battlefield or attacks, I create a tapped colorless artifact token named Meteorite with, when Meteorite enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target, and tap, add 1 mana to any color. Whenever you tap an artifact token for mana, add 1 mana of any type that artifact produces. So there's kind of 3 things we're hitting on here with Roxanne. The first one is ETB effects. The second one is burn effects. And the third one is doubling artifact token mana. So I try to, like I do with all my videos, break it down by category to make it a little more digestible as we kind of go through, and I can give you my opinions and thoughts and what cards to include. So starting at the beginning, we're kind of looking at that third ability, and we have all the treasure generators. Obviously, meteorites is what the commander creates, but she also cares a lot about treasures because those are really the only other... I mean, there are other tokens, but for arena's sake, these are kind of the other ones we want to look at. So this first category just contains all cards that create us treasures. Some of these you've probably seen many times. I use a lot of these cards just because they're personal favorites of mine. New ones for this deck. Generous Plunder, I finally unlocked the wild card. I have this card in several decks in paper, and it just... this card always overperforms. It's a big recommendation. Also, get some copies now because I have a feeling down the road this might go up in price. That's just my personal opinion on it. Another one I unlocked for this deck is Black Market Tycoon. It's a cat, so it's kind of on flavor, but also it just creates you treasures. It's kind of like a 2-mana mana dork in a sense. It punishes you for having treasures, but the idea is you're going to kind of be using them as you create them to avoid that extra damage. Aside from that, Jolene, I haven't played with this one before. It felt a little more on flavor. Essentially, if Roxanne would attack, Jolene would create a treasure as well as the meteorite, so it's just kind of adding extra artifact value. Sword of Wealth and Power, I maybe got to swing with it once, and I got a treasure off of it, which is the main reason it's here. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to double the instant or sorcery yet, but one day I will get this card to do something cool. I mark my word. Rest of that, the rest of this list should look pretty familiar. Next, we move on kind of the burn. So the meteorites come down, deal burn damage. So I kind of, we're in red. We have to burn. That's how we deal with creatures. So this is just the category of all the burn spells we have. Again, these are all pretty standard fare at this point. You just kind of pick the ones you like to play. This is my non-burn removal. So essentially mostly enchantment removal. We have Boseiju. Pick your poison. First time trying this card, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, every game I played, the opponents didn't have early mana rocks or anything, so I wasn't able to use it as well as I wanted, but I still think this is pretty good for a 1-drop. It is sorcery though. And Rexage, of course. Next, and I wish this category was bigger, and I know it would be a lot bigger in paper because there's more options. This is kind of the cards that care about having artifacts. Fomori Vault is fantastic. Any artifact player, whether you're playing food, treasure, anything, this card I think is an auto include. I've been putting it in a lot of my decks and have been super happy with it. It taps for colorless, but also you can pay 3 and tap it to discard a card. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Put one of those cards in your hand, the rest on the bottom. On a land, it's just, you can never be too upset with that. Teething Wormlet, Seraph Seeker, both came from Brothers War, kind of an artifacty set there. Reckless Fireweaver, again, is just kind of an include for any artifact deck. Here are my haste enablers to try and get Roxanne in as soon as possible. I do also have Xenagos as well. That also counts as a haste enabler, but I kind of have it in another category. This is my kind of generic ramp that's not treasure or meteorite related. Entish Restoration, first time playing it, finally. Unlocked it, I don't know why I hadn't. Super good. I might try this out in paper because it just 3 mana instant speed. It feels good getting 3 lands right before your upkeep. I know everyone is like, yeah, we know, we've been using this card for years, or a year. I don't know. It's fine. The rest of this list, Anarchomancer, always fantastic. Clothis, I've grown to love Clothis quite a bit. Most of this is pretty standard fare. Our protection category here, again, nothing too out of the ordinary. Shaper Sanctuary, always great, gets the extra card draw. Hajar, Loyal Bodyguard, I put in here just to kind of help hopefully protect Roxanne. Unfortunately, I think I maybe got to cast them once and they died pretty quick. Mithril Coat, always good. This is my doubler category. I think this is probably the other most important category. Again, we're kind of having 3 things with Roxanne. We have the ETB, we have the burn, we have the mana. So things like Sulfum, Torbrand. Note on Torbrand though, it is red permanent, so Torbrand will not increase the damage from the meteorites. I forgot that. It does still double the damage, or not double, but it adds 2 to any of your like Roxanne attacking or any of your other red creatures attacking. So I would probably cut this and put something else in here. But that's my personal opinion. Sulfum though is fantastic. Panharmonicon as well is doubling the ETBs and is also essentially doubling the burn, because every time a meteorite enters, it's also getting an ETB. So Panharmonicon, best card in the deck. If you're building Roxanne, you need to unlock Panharmonicon in Arena, or if not, buy the single in paper, because I think these 2 just belong together. Parallel Lives, Second Harvest, Doubling Season, all just double the amount of tokens you get. Second Harvest is a little different. This is an instant, so for however many you have, it creates duplicates of that. Still very good in this deck. Roaming Throne, again, just doubles Roxanne's triggers, so kind of similar to Panharmonicon. And then we have Unnatural Growth and Xenagos, which is more of like a power doubler. Again, just to try and get Roxanne to be able to get in without always dying. Last category is just kind of our draw value. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. Though I will note, I finally unlocked Shamil. Took me, however many months. Love it. It doesn't belong in every deck, but it belongs in a lot of decks, because I just think, especially on Arena, because this just will net you value no matter what. And then everything else you've seen from me before. And mana, nothing really of note. The important lands are kind of up here with my other categories. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I was able to get some cool, fun interactions with this one. It has some really tight, close games, which is always my favorite. If you like the video, if you like the commander or want to build it, please let me know. And I will probably, most certainly, see you in the next video.